Hey, everybody. If you are catching this on the replay, you're in store for an amazing webinar. I'm going to introduce myself in just a little bit. We're going to let people start joining the webinar right now. So welcome. And we're going to, good night. Look at that. Quick 85 people like in 1 minute. I love it. Welcome, everybody. You're going to see as you're coming in, there's a little chat button. As you come into the room, if you're one of these first 85 people jumping on, now 100, feel free to introduce yourself so I know a little bit about you, maybe your first name and where you live, and any other pertinent information that you want to provide. We're going to get started in just a couple seconds. What's up, Thor? What's up, Roslana? Good to see you. We're going to get started right on time today, letting a few more people jump in, and then we're going to get started with the webinar. I am super excited tonight because for about 2 years, I have been delaying doing a webinar like this as I've been focused on my own business, trying to master Instagram. And then I struck gold with a technique that I've been using. And I said, okay, now I'm actually ready to share something. So what's going on? Adam, good to see you. What's up, Samuel in Los Angeles? Justin, what's up? Colby, how are you? Mohammed, good to see you. Aiden, what's up, my brother? Rachel from the UK, good to see you. Jeff Welsh, what's going on, my brother? Efren, how are you from San Antonio? Dana, how is it going? We got people from all over the world. Kelly B, Shawn, Christina, Angelina, what's up? Donald from Omaha, good to see you guys. Feel free to share where you guys are from and what your name is. Jonathan, what's up? Good to see you. We met a little while in Los Angeles. Awesome, dude. Good to see you here. Good to see you. Kelly B's from Boston. Carrie K, what's up? Carrie, what's up, girl? Good to see you. Erica from Nashville, what's up? Hey, I'm in Nashville. Why aren't you here watching this live, Erica? Wendy, what's going on? Armand from Spain, what's up? Probably Akil from India. Wendy, what's up? Jerome. Nicole from Florida. Hey, Nicole, I just put up a video of you on Instagram. For those of you that don't know, but Nicole here that just joined us, I just posted a testimonial video from Nicole. Virginia, what's up? Jerome, what's up? Let's see. Ari, how's it going, girl? Connie, what's up? Ozzy, Efren, what's up? What's up? Okay. All right. It's 7:02. So I just want to get this thing started. I don't like to waste I don't like to waste anybody's time. Time is money, right? So let's do this right now. I'm going to do a real quick poll. As I'm introducing myself, I want to do a poll, and I want you guys to answer it because it's something I want to see if you want from me. Do you want to know my IG story of how I built to 1 million followers? I could probably get it down to a 10-minute story, okay? Literally, it's going to take at least 10 minutes. This is not allotted in the presentation, but if you want me to answer that question, if you want me to tell the story, I will. I'm going to publish the poll right now. Go vote, and we're going to get this started, and I'm going to come back to that poll and see if it's something that you guys want me to do. So I'm going to start the presentation right now. So it should put me in a little box down below, and then now you can see the slide presentation. But you guys can see that I'm live. This is not webinar. Today is September 27th, and it is 7:04 p.m. This is live. This is not recorded. None of this that you're going to see tonight is recorded. So tonight, as you can see, I'm going to teach you how to make money using Instagram. And how do we go to the next slide? Here we go. There we go. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight, everybody. We're going to talk about 3 different things. Tonight, my promise to you is this. I'm going to tell you exactly what is needed in order to make money on Instagram. Number 2, not something that most people think about, is I'm going to explain to you why having a brand identity is vital. And then the third thing is, which is the secret sauce that I have realized, I'm going to teach you how to have a prospect mindset as opposed to a follower mindset. And it's that mindset shift that makes all the difference, okay? Ari, I will send out a replay of this webinar to everybody on the email list that registered. So if you can't stay in for all of this, I understand. Don't worry about it. So kindly, real quick, this is going to be really important. I'm taking my time out here tonight. I appreciate you guys not multitasking like I do. Put down your phones, turn off your Skype, minimize your Facebook, fasten your seatbelt. We're going to get this stuff started. You don't want to mess anything. Also, this is going to be Q&A. We're going to have a Q&A session at the end. Pay attention, write down any questions that you have, and I will answer questions, okay? I will answer questions. If you don't know about me as a person and you just follow me on Instagram, my life and my history is so much more than just Instagram, okay? Much, much more than Instagram. I am an Inc. 500 entrepreneur with my last company. My last company was Uniguest. I started that company in 2002. We reached Inc. 500 status, which is monumental growth over a 4-year period. And then we were Inc. 5000 the next year, so 2 years in a row. I took that company to $20 million in annual sales and sold it in 2013. I'm a TEDx speaker on how to use the power of naivety to unleash your potential. I'm an angel investor, which means I invest in startup companies. I'm invested in over 7 startup companies right now. I am a philanthropist. I donate my time. I donate to charity to help those in need. You can see me in articles in Forbes, Inc., Huffington Post, etc. And I'm a mentor in the world's greatest mentorship program. Most won't, I will. So tonight, those of you that end up making it until the end, I have a little prize for you. I am going to actually send somebody on PayPal tonight $100. So at the end, I'm going to just take a look at all the comments and all the questions that all of you guys are asking, and I'm going to pick a winner of $100. So somebody tonight will win $100. I'll send it by PayPal tonight, and I'm going to take a look at the questions that you're asking, all the comments, and see how much you're engaging. So feel free to ask questions, engage, and I am going to send somebody $100 tonight. Talk about winning the lottery. Not quite, but at least it's a little bit to give you something for your time tonight. I want a reciprocity, a reciprocal agreement with you and me tonight. In exchange for me sharing my strategies with you, I want you to allow me at the end to make an offer to help you execute on the strategies that I'm going to provide to you tonight. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the poll. It looks like 97% of you said you want to hear my story of exactly how I grew to a million followers. So I will share that story right after this. But I'm going to do another poll right now. Okay, I'm going to reset the poll, and I'm going to do another poll right now. And it says, is it fair that my typing is not as good as it probably should right now. Is it fair that I make an offer to help you execute the strategies? This is just me trying to figure out. I know there's a lot of people out there that do these webinars and they don't really give you too much value, right? But tonight, what I'm going to do is I know that I'm going to give you a lot of value, and I'm going to let you be the judge of it. And for me, taking out my time sharing these strategies when I could be having fun with my puppies and just chilling out tonight, working on my own business, I want to ask you just a very fair and honest question. Now, I can't see the answers. I can't see who answered yes or who answered no. So be brutally honest. Do you think it's fair that I do a webinar sharing strategies and then making an offer to bring you on as a client at the end and help you with the strategies? And you'll see what I mean at the end. Some people are do it yourself. Some people like help in hiring coaches, and we'll see which one you are. But please answer that poll as I'm talking. So the first thing I want to do before I share my story of exactly how I built my Instagram to over 1 million followers, I want you to read what's on the screen now, and I'm going to read it as well, because this is a very important story. And I tell this story a lot, especially to people that are on Instagram. And a lot of people are on Instagram as followers, and they're trying to build a business. They'd like to build a business with it. And they get so much value from people like Ask a Millionaire and other other business professionals out there providing good information that they just think that everything should be for free. So give me all the information for free. Don't charge me, so forth. I want you to read this article. This is about a guy by the name of Charles Steinmetz. And this is a real guy. You can go to Wikipedia. This is where I got this little story. And here is a story about when he did some work for Henry Ford back in the day. Henry Ford, whose electrical engineers couldn't solve some problems they were having with a gigantic generator. They called in Charles Steinmetz to the plant. Now, if you don't know Charles Steinmetz, he was a world-class engineer and scientist. This guy was just one of the most amazing historical figures of his time. And it's an amazing story. And so he really was a sought-out after professional. He'd be kind of like the Tony Robbins of the motivation and coaching world. He was that guy. So upon arriving to the plant, Steinmetz, he rejected all assistance from Henry Ford's engineers, and he asked for a notebook, pencil, and a cot. And according to this guy telling the story, Scott, Steinmetz listened to the generator and scribbled computations on a notepad for 2 straight days and nights. And on the second night, he asked for a ladder, and he climbed the ladder, went up to the generator, and he made a chalk mark on the side, and he told Ford's skeptical engineers, remove a plate right here and mark and replace 16 windings from the field coil. They did it, and the generator performed to perfection. Later, Henry Ford was thrilled, and then he got an invoice from General Electric, which is who Steinmetz was working for, and it was $10,000. $10,000. Now, while he acknowledged that Steinmetz's success was great, but he balked at the figure. $10,000, you were here for 2 days. 2 days. So he asked for an itemized bill. Steinmetz responded personally to Ford's request with the following: making chalk mark on the generator, $1. Knowing where to make the mark, $9,999. Ford paid the bill. Do you get the point of the story? The point of the story is that there's always going to be somebody that knows more than you. And by paying somebody, you can get it accomplished faster than trying to do it on your own. It's a fascinating story. It's one that I love to tell for anybody getting into the service-based business where you're trying to ask clients for money to pay you for your time. This is a great story to use because it helps people understand that knowledge is just as valuable as a tangible product like an iPhone. Now, let me go ahead and get started with, before I go to the next, I'll leave that up there. Let me tell my quick 5-10 minute story on how I grew Instagram. And I've told this story lots of times, so if you've heard it, I apologize, but this is the real skinny, and I actually have not told this full story to many people. I started Ask a Millionaire on Instagram in March of 2015, okay? It was after I had sold my company in 2013. I took 4 years off. I resigned as CEO in 2011, and I took 4 years off before I started my next business, which was Ask a Millionaire. But I started Ask a Millionaire when I was renting a beach house in Manhattan Beach, California, and I saw all of these fake millionaire accounts on Instagram, which are even more prevalent today. And I saw all the pictures of luxury mansions and cars and cash and all those types of things. And I started asking myself, who in the world are these people? And it actually irritated me. And if those close to me will know that I got irritated enough that I said, I'm going to create an account and I'm actually going to share the real story of what I live my life as a millionaire. You see, I became a millionaire when I started my company, and I became a millionaire in probably 2008. And then when I sold my company, I got a nice little check, wire transfer actually. So I was a legitimate millionaire, and my Instagram account didn't look like anything like all of these millionaire motivational type accounts, right? And I started sharing my story on Ask a Millionaire and answering questions and sharing pictures of myself and creating all of those motivational memes. And the account started getting a lot of attraction. Within about a week or two, I realized that a great growth strategy to spread the word was to pay some other larger accounts to promote my account. So at that time, I had uncovered or discovered 2 individuals on Instagram, and I'm not going to name their names. I'm still in relationships with those guys today, but I paid them $2,000. This was about 2.5 weeks into me having my Instagram account. I paid these guys $2,000 to promote my Instagram account. That included them posting on their newsfeed, because stories had not come out yet, posting on their newsfeed, promoting my account. And literally within the month that they were promoting my account grew to over 25,000 followers in the first 2 months of me having the account. So I knew I was onto something, because people were interested in talking to an authentic, genuine, legitimate millionaire. And I was willing to put my face on the account. I was willing to say where I lived in Manhattan Beach, California. I was very transparent, and word kept spreading. I once again did another promotion with these guys, and they also introduced me to some other large accounts, and I spent $10,000. And that took my account to over 80,000 followers within the first 6 months of having Ask a Millionaire. Now, in the summer of 2015, I don't know if you recall this, but Periscope came out. And one of the guys that I invested in this company, a brand called Hammett out of Hermosa Beach, California, handbag company, I was mentoring the owner, and he came home. He was renting one of my rooms in my house, and he came back to the house one day and he said, "Hey, have you heard of this new application called Periscope? You should check it out, because I know that you answer a lot of questions, and this might be a better platform for you to do it." I saw Periscope and immediately fell in love with it. I started pushing my audience from Instagram over to Periscope, and I started performing all of these live streams, mentor live streams, multiple times a day, and even having a lot of fun on a Friday and Saturday night, drinking wine and bourbon and just celebrating life. And it was just some very, very interesting and fun times. But I very quickly moved to the top of the board on Periscope from follower and heart count, and started to make a name for myself with Ask a Millionaire. And during that time, people started asking me if they could hire me as a mentor or book a call with me. And I started doing that as just kind of a side little business. It wasn't something that I was interested in doing for a living, but you know what? I loved helping people, so I did it. Now, over the course of this time, I was still very active on Instagram. And when I say active, I mean I'd wake up at 5:30 in the morning, immediately grab my phone like many of us do, and I would start answering questions. From the time I woke up until the time I went to sleep, usually anywhere from 14 to 18 hours a day, I was answering questions. It was a lot of work. I knew nothing about social media. When I was growing my last company, I did not use social media. We did business to business sales. We didn't have a Facebook account. We didn't have an Instagram account. We did old school business calls. And that's how I grew my company to $20 million and 100 employees. So over the course of the next year, I continued to invest money in paying larger influencer accounts to grow my Ask a Millionaire account. I would say in total, over the last 3 years, I've spent well over $100,000 just getting people to promote Ask a Millionaire. Now, there's one other thing I did to grow Ask a Millionaire to over 1 million followers, and that was this. I don't even remember what year it was. I'd have to look it up. I think it was in 2016 or 2017. I can't remember. I bought an Instagram account, and I bought it from a well-known influencer that had a book deal, and he had built up this inspirational, motivational account to about 450, 500,000 followers. Actually, yeah, about 450, 500,000 followers. And at this time, Ask a Millionaire was about 600,000 followers, 600 or 700,000 followers. And I bought that account, and I started managing both accounts. And it was really fun, but it was taking a lot of time. Then somehow, some way, I got approached by some complete stranger, which we all do on Instagram, who did some business with one of the other guys that I had done business with on Instagram. And this is, anybody who starts a business, you know there's always crazy stories. So this is my crazy story with Instagram. And he said, "Hey, Shawn, there's something that I can do for you if you would like. I know you own both of these accounts. Would you like to merge them into one account so that you could have over 1 million followers on Instagram, and that might help you get verified on Instagram?" And I said, "You know what? This is taking a lot of my work. If you can do that, I would be more than happy to do that." And he charged me $15,000 to do that. But to me, it was going to be worth it because I was spending so much time managing both accounts that it made it worth it to have it all in one. And it made Ask a Millionaire look a little better as well. But we're going to get to follower versus quality over quantity in this presentation tonight. Now, he merged the accounts, got me over to about 1.3 million followers at that time when they were merged. I lost about 200,000 followers and ended up with about a total of 1.1 million followers. And then over the last year, I've grown organically to about 1.25 million followers today. So that's the main way that I grew the biggest amount of followers on Instagram, was buying influencer promotions on larger accounts. Now, during that time, I got to know about 20 to 30 of the large motivational accounts on Instagram, like Daily Dose, like Millionaire Motivator, like School for Success, Words of Success, and House of Leaders, and all of those big motivational accounts that many of you might follow. We all became friends, and we started a lot of shout groups. A shout group, which I'll show you in my lead magnet later. A shout group is basically where you get 6 people together in one day of the week. We all shout one account. And then, so all 6 people might shout Ask a Millionaire on Monday. On Tuesday, all 6 people shout Daily Dose. On Wednesday, all 6 people shout House of Leaders. And we repeat that process for 2 to 3 weeks. And we all just basically exchange a lot of our followers. Now, that's not quite working as well as it did last year or the year before, because a lot of us that have these larger Instagram accounts, we started getting into business for ourselves. Some of us became mentors and coaches. Some people became affiliate marketers, and we all kind of went our separate ways. We're still friends, and every now and then we'll help out each other with a promotion. But by and large, a lot of us started developing our own programs and services. So we've gotten a little bit more close to our chest with keeping our followers and our brand. And so basically that is how I started Ask a Millionaire, how I grew Ask a Millionaire, and that's how we got to 1.2 million followers today. So I'm going to do a poll again. Did you like that story? Do another poll here just to kind of gauge how you guys feel. And that's basically, how I grew Ask a Millionaire. And I'll tell you, quite frankly, it took a lot of hard work. It has taken up an exorbitant amount of my time over the last couple years. I say to myself that after having a $20 million company, what am I doing? Doing mentorship for $10 a month, doing calls for $100 an hour. But I tell you, I absolutely love meeting new people. I love helping people. And this has been one of the most fascinating stretches of 3 years that I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm extremely thankful for it. And it brought you to me today. All right, now that I've bored you enough with my story, let's get to the business of Instagram. So here we go. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about the Instagram business cycle. And this is the diagram. If you want to do business on Instagram the right way, in my opinion, a lot of this stuff is opinion, and it's going to be my opinion, and opinions vary. But based on doing this for 3 years and seeing the success that I've seen on it now, this is what I have narrowed it down to in this graphic. Brand identity. The most important thing that you can do is create a true brand identity, which we're going to cover each of these little boxes in just a little bit. And the next thing is once you have your brand identity, and this is the same thing for any company. When you start a company, you create a brand first, which we'll discuss. Then you create some assets. These are products and product offers. You use lead magnets, which are like brochures, and then you create your product offers, coupons, your website and things like that. You're going to use platforms these days. So you're going to create some lead pages and opt-in pages, which I'll show you an example later. You're going to use an email marketing program. You're going to store all of your assets in the cloud, and you're going to utilize what's called URL shorteners, which I'll talk to you about that today. Then and only then should you really start creating your profiles on social media. Now, before you start your company, you might want to secure the accounts. That's what I recommend to the people I mentor. Secure you and make sure you get obviously the same account name on every single platform before you go to market. Your business name, your DBA, doing business as, I would recommend having that on every social media channel and website.com before you go to market. Then you're going to start to generate leads. And tonight we're going to talk about lead generating on Instagram. And then you start your conversion strategy, which we're going to talk about the difference between a follower and a prospect tonight. Now, if you have questions while I'm going over this, okay? If you have questions while I'm going over this, feel free to ask in the chat box, okay? All right, so you know where the chat box is over there. Feel free to ask questions while we're going over this. I try to be as thorough as I can, but what I've learned in coaching, especially online, is sometimes I'll miss something. So feel free to ask a question, and at the end, I'll go through and answer questions. So first, I want to talk to you, and I'm sharing inside information with you right now, okay? This is called a brand style guide. This is my style guide for my Shawn Thomas brand. You would never think to put this much effort. Most people think, well, all I need is the logo. But that is so far from the truth. And a lot of people, the difference between a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business, and beyond has almost everything to do with your brand. Okay? So it's your logo. So we're going to talk about this. This is one for Shawn Thomas. And then you can see the completely different style guide for my Most Won't I Will mentorship program. Different color scheme, different fonts, different voice, different everything. So it's important as you're creating and getting out there on Instagram, if you don't have a legitimate, full-blown brand style guide, it's important, in my opinion, for you to take a step backwards and get a brand style guide, because it's going to help you with everything else that you do on Instagram, all of your products, all of your online material, your social media, everything will revolve around a brand style guide, okay? Here's what's needed in a brand style guide. Now, these are the things that most people don't think about. So this is the first thing I told you. I told you I was going to provide you some information on number 2 of why a brand style guide is important. It's not only having one logo, but when you start to use Instagram, you realize that some of the images that you might put up on Instagram, you might need a white, clear PNG. So you need different variations of your logo and sizes for different pieces of material that you create as assets, whether it's your website, your lead magnets, brochures, your course programs, your Instagram account, Snapchat, your Instagram stories. All different types of logo are needed in order to facilitate putting together all of the assets that you start to use, okay? You're also going to have your logo position and usage wherever it is on an advertisement that you put together. Your brand colors. Now, this isn't just blue. You know, my brand style guide is not just blue. If you look at my Instagram account, which I'll show you in a minute, I've got multiple types of colors that I use in my Instagram account. And then lastly, it's your typography, which is your font. It's important to pick a font that matches your brand. It could be an italic type font, a bold type font, a stretch type font. All of these things are so vital because especially on Instagram, it's mostly what? Visual. We have 5 senses: smell, visual, sound, touch, and what's the other? I can't remember the number off the top of my head. Smell. So Instagram appeals to visual, which is why all of this is so vital. Okay. Now, also you've got the copy that you write, which is visual, which is why your typography is so important. Okay. Most people, 99% of people I meet on Instagram drastically underestimate the importance of having a full brand style guide. All right, I think I've hit that home enough. Now, the next thing is after you have your brand style guide, what's really important is to start putting together your brochures. Now, it used to be that you could have the idea of putting together just a printed out brochure that you would hand to people. Well, these days, what you're seeing here on the screen is an example of my lead magnet, and this is a PDF. I use this PDF to help people understand what I do, intrigue them enough to book maybe a consultant call or to buy one of my coaching programs. And this one is a PDF that I use for the Instagram conversion funnel. So tonight I'm talking about just the basics of business of Instagram, but then when I coach people, I actually teach them strategies on how to convert. And I help walk them through, and I take a look and help them create a strategy and execute on the strategy. So this is what my lead magnet looks like. It's that page, which here are all the different ways that you can grow your Instagram account, down to understanding the sales funnel All right. This is a traditional sales funnel. You've got a follower. You turn them into a lead. You qualify the lead, which puts them into a prospect mode. Then you either win it and close win it, which means you have a customer, or you close lost it and you move it over to maybe a generic email list. Then they become a fan. And during the prospect stage, this is the Instagram sales process right there. All right. I'm not going to show you too much of that because that's my secret sauce. All right. But that's my lead magnet. Then the next thing you'll create is what's called an opt-in page. Now, many of us on Instagram especially have seen the good old-fashioned well, not even good old-fashioned, now it's like the new wave of getting your email address. So this is called an opt-in page. You can see it uses my brand color scheme with the exception of the yellow get instant access button, but everything else on the page fits my brand colors and my font. So this is a new one that I'm working on because a lot of people ask me how to overcome fear. And most people that know me know that I wrote a book called The Power of Naivety, and I did a TEDx talk. Well, I decided to put together an entire kit for $8 that will give everybody an enormous amount of resources, including my ebook and articles and videos that they can use to understand how to overcome fear in their life. And it's going to be $8. And I'm going to use that not only to help people with that issue, which you're not going to solve your issue of fear with just $8, let's be honest, but it's going to get somebody a lot of great information, and it's going to get them into my funnel for other courses and coaching programs that I do. And that's what an opt-in page is for. And that's what it looks like. I use ClickFunnels, which we'll talk about in a sec. Now let's talk about when you actually take your brand identity and move it over to your actual Instagram account. Ask a Millionaire has one type of brand style guide, and AKA Shawn Thomas, which is my personal account, has a different style guide. And this is where you can see the difference. So if you look at my AKA Shawn Thomas over on the right, you can see I've got my burgundy, my blue, my light gray, my middle gray, my dark gray. I've got everything in here as far as the colors on my page fit my brand style guide. Ask a Millionaire. I'm working on it. I haven't implemented the strategy totally, but it's coming soon and you'll see. You can see that I've already started posting some testimonial videos on my mentorship group using the orange that we have for most One I Will, so that's coming. All right, so let me tell you, just to give you a little bit of facts and a little bit of figures here, because I know we all like to see, well, Shawn, how does this actually work for you? So over the last 2 years of starting my mentorship group and turning this into a business, in August of 2016. Since then, I now have a 6-figure online community, recurring revenue of over $100,000 per year from the mentorship group. And it was just, in my opinion, in beta mode. I've also generated over 6 figures in personal coaching, group coaching, and masterminds. The next is, as you probably know, if you follow me on Instagram, I've built a follower base of over 1.2 million. And in my mind, I am just getting started. Now, I know that generating a 6-figure income to some might be a lot, to some might not mean much. But take into consideration that I'm coming off of having a business that was doing 20 million a year. Million. So I'm excited at the opportunity of this because I think back to the last company that I created. I don't know if Ask a Millionaire will get to be 20 million, and to be perfectly candid, it's not even a goal of mine. I do have a goal with it, but it's not anywhere in the neighborhood of 20 million. But I believe that following the system that I'm showing you today, that this business is going to create a great opportunity for me as a next business. And what I love about this business is everything is about helping people. The more I help you, the better you do, and we share in the process. And that's a win-win situation. All right. So that's the facts and figures of what I've actually done using this system. So as you can see today, I've shown you basically straight out what's needed in order to make money on Instagram and why having a brand identity is absolutely vital. Now what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about, let me make sure I'm on the right slide here. Okay. What I want to do is talk to you a little bit about the difference between looking at followers and looking at your followers as prospects. I know a lot of people are inundated with programs and courses on how to gain followers. And it's all about just the numbers. And let me tell you a little secret, okay? It's not about the quantity of followers that's important. And I know that's easy to say because I've got 1 million followers, but I'll be straightforward with you. I really don't even think of my account as having 1 million followers. I really think that because now I've started to streamline and get more focused on business instead of generic millionaire inspiration, just like a lot of other accounts have, my engagement has gone down significantly. Every now and again, I'll put one of those traditional memes up and get massive engagement, and I go right back to the business engagement and gets low engagement. But let me tell you something. When I stopped posting the fluff, when I was making zero money, and I started posting legitimate business advice and moving people to the live streams and answering their questions and making an offer, that's how I generated the 6-figure income. The fluff doesn't sell. The meat, the steak, that's what sells. And on Instagram, that's what people are gravitating towards. They want real people with a real face. They know who they are so that they can know them. They can decide whether they like them. And believe you me, if you saw my DMs, there are people that don't like me. And I'm cool with that. There's 7.5 billion people on the face of the planet. I don't need all of them to like me. I am very, very specific on who I want to work with, who I want to associate with, because that's the key to my happiness. All right. And then it's all about providing value. What I have found is the secret sauce I've found is people want authenticity. And when they come into my live stream, they get the real me. They get the blunt, direct, straightforward, no frills, no fluff, no smoking, no blowing smoke up someone's rear end. They get the real me with real advice. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit about this story in just a minute, speaking about that. The next thing I want to tell you is this. Here's another secret that a lot of you might not understand, okay? There's enough success in the world for everybody. If you've read the book Think and Grow Rich, if you understand the true meaning of law of attraction, it's all about a law of abundance. If there's one takeaway that you have tonight with this webinar is this: there truly is enough success for everybody. I don't mind sharing what I do because I don't see it as creating competition. There is plenty of success because someone can take my exact business, do exactly what I do, and new people will still have to decide, do they want to learn it from him or her, or do they want to learn it from Shawn? And there's plenty out there for everybody, plenty. The next thing is by giving, you receive. I never had a problem doing those reciprocal shout groups with the people that could be viewed as competitors, because we all win by giving. All the time I'm just giving. And every time I give to somebody, 6 months later, they come back to me and they say, hey, Shawn, 6 months ago, you helped me with something. What's the link to your mentorship group? I'm ready to join. People will always remember the way that you make them feel. That's a Maya Angelou quote. And so my goal is to always make sure that people know that I have altruistic feelings, that I want to help them so that they can become better and more successful in their life. And most people that know me know that I don't only measure my success by the amount of dollars in my bank account. It's much bigger than that. So collaboration and building relationships with other people out there, whether it is, complementative relationships. So let's say, for instance, you are a personal coach. You might do relationships with other brands where they will promote you and you promote them. Because remember, not everybody's going to buy everything from you. So work out relationships with other people and collaborate. And so many people forget to do that because they're so focused on just keeping their client list or keeping their followers close to themselves, and they're missing out on big opportunities. The third secret I want to give you is this, and I teach this in my mentorship group. If there's anybody in my mentorship group in this chat right now, would you type most MWIW and say, he's not lying. Say, he's not lying. As soon as possible, in your very first thing in your business, once you create your product, create your brand, it's so important to get focused on sales. Building following and marketing is fantastic if the motivation is to make sales. Everything is about making sales in your business so that you can expand. If you are a solopreneur and you're doing everything by yourself, you are miserable, absolutely miserable. Because I don't want to be doing every piece of administrative work for my company. I don't want to be scheduling my appointments. I don't want to be setting up certain things. I don't want to be managing all my finances. I don't want to be doing all my web work. I don't want to do all my graphic design. I want to grow my business as fast as possible so that I can start building a team to do all the stuff that I don't want to do. And here's the interesting thing. When you do that, you grow quicker and you make more money. And then you end up usually working less hours. People are so surprised to learn that I worked half days when my business was doing $20 million. When I was doing $200,000, I was working from the time I woke up until the time I slept. It's that simple. The bigger you grow your company, the more time you can, if you want, you can take off and enjoy life. And that's what it's about. So why it's so important to focus on sales instead of just doing everything by yourself and having a small business. All right, let me see what is next here. All right, so while this is on the screen here, I'm going to answer a few questions here real quick. I'm going to scroll back down to the very bottom. I'm going to answer a couple of your questions here, and then I will do some more questions. I'm going to answer just a few right now, and then I'll do some more later, okay? All right, let's see. So Anisa asked how to have the guy merge the accounts. I think the guy that merged the accounts for me had an inside connection at Instagram at the time, and they were doing something that was probably shady. That's my very honest answer. I think it was somebody that was just doing something outside of Instagram and using the system, but it worked for me in my favor. So I'm not mad, but I think they stopped doing that. All right. P says he or she liked the story, but that's a lot of money to spend. I'll tell you this, $100,000 I've probably put into growing my followers, but now I have a business that puts off 200,000 plus a year and will be a 7-figure business next year. That's the mindset of abundance. People ask me on my live streams all day long, do you need money to grow your business? Well, not in the beginning. You can use your time. But when you start to be able to invest money in your business for marketing, your business grows that much quicker. Do you think that people put ads on Sunset Boulevard for their clothing brand because it doesn't make them money or it's not a good investment? They spend $50,000 to $500,000 a month on billboard advertising. Get used to advertising your business. Joshua has a question here. What is your advice for someone who has been established for a while with Instagram and other social media? I own a high school sports media website in Florida. Really appreciate the insights. Well, Joshua, without knowing more information of what your goals are, it's hard for me to give you advice. I think that piece of advice I just gave was, if you find something that works, just like Facebook ads, if you find a Facebook ad that actually works, then start throwing as much money as you have at it, because that money is going to be profitable return on investment, and you want to spend as much money on as you can while you can to grow your company. Good question by P again. What are your thoughts on brand only and no face behind the brand? If you are a recognizable company and brand, I think it's okay. These days, as long as your product speaks for itself, and when someone goes to your website, my personal opinion is, after doing business with thousands of different people and companies, people do like a good About Us page to know that they're doing business with people that they like and trust. It is 50% product, 50% how much somebody likes your brand these days. People do business with brands these days and product. So I think it's really important to be transparent with who you are. I think a lot of people are concerned about getting scammed online, and if they can't attach a legitimate person and company behind an account, that a lot of times they won't do business with that account. You guys can comment whether you tell me if you agree or not. See if I can just see a really quick one here. All right, I think we've answered just some quick ones here. We'll get to some more here in the future, here soon. So here's what I want you to imagine after taking this class, okay? Or after being on this webinar tonight. Can you imagine having a consistent system so that you actually don't have to guess what to do? If you're a solopreneur, just sometimes you go, you know what? Let's just see if this works. And you're like, I'll just try it, right? We do that all the time. But what if you had a system that actually worked and you followed this system that I showed you tonight? Could you imagine having the help that you need so you don't have to do this alone? What if these strategies could generate you 50, 100, or 1,000 more every day on Instagram? Right now, every day on Instagram, when I look at the lifetime value of a customer that I bring in, I do over $1,000 a day just on Instagram using these strategies. Every single day that I am actually marketing on Instagram, which I take my weekends off now, but every day, Monday through Friday, I generate in lifetime value of my customer $1,000 a day. Could you imagine that? Amazing. So that's basically it, guys. You have everything that you need. I showed you the entire blueprint of the strategy of that diagram. You're going to get this email to you. So if you didn't take notes and you didn't take an image screenshot, which I know a lot of us do, you are going to get this by email, and you're going to get that exact diagram with the examples of the style guide, with the examples of the lead magnet, with the examples of the opt-in page, with the exact examples of my Instagram pages that correlate with my style guide, and you're going to understand the process of setting up and using an opt-in page. Now, here's what you can do. Now we're to the point where I'm going to start asking you if you need help executing. And remember, don't leave, because I'm going to give somebody $100 in just a little while. All right. So the question I have for you is, do you think that someone like myself could help you with this system? And do you want my help? What if I could actually show you and introduce you to the people I use, because I use freelancers? If I could show you and introduce you to the people and show you exactly how to implement this on your actual Instagram account, would that be a resource for you? What if you could actually ask me questions along the way? Because I don't care what, if I order a desk and I'm going to put it together myself, I still need to go, man, I wish I was talking to somebody that knew how to do this. There's always things that I'm going to have a question on. I don't care what program or course or anything I've ever done online that I've purchased. I always wish I could talk to the person who put it together, because I know that they're the Charles Steinmetz of what they're doing. And having access to that brain and that knowledge can help me with the information way faster than if I just tried to do it on my own. So let me tell you what I put together. I put together an Instagram business masterclass. Okay. This is what I'm going to teach you in this masterclass. And when you get done, you will be an expert on knowing exactly how to do everything I talked about tonight and then some. I'm going to teach you how to position yourself and your company as a true authority expert. A lot of people miss the boat on Instagram because they just put up a logo. They might put up a picture of themselves, but when they go to do their bio, they don't know what to say, and they don't know how to make people understand that I am this, I am the best at this, and this is why you should do business with me. And if you don't do that on Instagram, you are losing customers every single day. I'm going to introduce you to somebody that will help you with a step-by-step system to build your brand style guide. You can actually hire them, or they're going to put together a template that you can take to Freelancer, to Upwork, to Fiverr or somebody else to create it for you if you can get it done cheaper. I'm going to help you develop your first lead magnet and offering so that right out the gate, you can start getting people into your email, starting to make offers and starting to make sales in the actual masterclass. I'm going to help you set up your first opt-in page in ClickFunnels and how to set up your autoresponders and active campaign. I will actually show you on a live stream exactly how to do it. You can ask questions, you can follow along as you're doing it yourself, and you'll have recordings of all of it. And here's the best strategy that I'm going to teach you, and this is the one that is crushing it for me on Instagram right now. I'm going to help you put together an actual DM script. You know, sliding into someone's DM isn't just asking somebody out on a date. Sliding into somebody's DM can also mean let's do some business together. And I'm going to teach you the script on how to turn your followers into actual customers. And you're actually going to understand, and this is going to be a massive eye-opening experience for you, because you're going to go, man, I've got 5,000 followers. I've got 1,000 followers. I've got 800 followers. I've got 25,000 followers. Why am I not making a lot of money? When you start looking at it the way that I'm going to teach you, you're going to realize that the number of followers isn't what's important. It's how many fit your profile of a prospect. That's what's important. The next is I'm going to create a Facebook group where you can actually ask me questions, and I'll keep it open the entire time I'm doing the masterclass and for 30 days after. So you've got me for 30 days as a resource. So here's what the masterclass is going to entail. You get two 2-hour live sessions with me. We're going to start it next week, which is next Wednesday, the 3rd at 8 o'clock. And I'll be on there for 2 hours of training. And I'll also stay on as long as needed with questions after the class. Then I'm going to do it again the next week for 2 hours, and we'll repeat it with a full-on Q&A with a month-long Facebook group. I charge $1,000 an hour, so that's worth $4,000. That's the value of those 4 hours. But here's what I'm going to throw in addition. But wait, there's next. Kevin Harrington, I love that guy. I'm going to give you an Instagram growth template. Now, there's a lot of systems out there to grow followers, and I have shared a ton of these types of resources in my mentorship group, as a lot of you that are in here can remember. But I'm going to put together the Ask a Millionaire current growth strategies that are working today so that you can help attract and gain followers. This is something recently that I decided I needed to put together on another beta program that I'm doing. I realized that I needed to put this together. So over the last few days, I've been working on this, and I'm going to continue to work on this. And I'm actually going to sell that for $200, for $199 after this class. The next thing is this. And a lot of you in my mentorship group, you have seen this because you get very exclusive access to things that I do. But last year, I did a 1.5 hour interview with a guy who is one of my personal mentors. People ask me all the time, Shawn, who's your mentor? How did you learn? And this is a gentleman by the name of Tom Black, who's built 2 different companies to over $1 billion in the banking industry. And not so important about what he does. He's a sales trainer today. He's an investor. He's a philanthropist, one of the most generous guys you've ever met. But, you know, sometimes we need to hear stories about how somebody grew up with meager means. Somebody grew up with very little as far as circumstances. And I know a lot of people overseas in India, in different countries around the world, can understand, how do I get out of the circumstance? What are the exact things that people do to get out of this type of circumstance to change their life? And this is an 1.5 hour long video. Tom doesn't do these videos. He did this as a favor to me. This video, I've shared it with people, and it has changed their life. This one video has changed their life to knowing what's really needed to succeed in life. And it doesn't matter about how much money, but it's a complete mindset shift. I've watched this video over and over again like a movie. It's that amazing. So here's kind of a recap of what you're going to get in my masterclass. You're going to get the 4 hours. You're going to get the business template. You're going to get the $1 billion interview. And there's the value of that. Now everybody's like, okay, Shawn, how much are you hitting me for the masterclass? Now let me give you an idea of how much my clients pay me today. For individual coaching, I charge $10,000 a year. I used to charge $5,000, now I charge $10,000. In my mentorship group, it's $488 a year. A one-on-one phone call now, I charge $1,000 unless you're in my mentorship group. I do an Instagram audit, which is 15 minutes for $100. And it's a fast 15 minutes, but at the end of 15 minutes, somebody has a complete audit of their Instagram account and they're like, whoa, thanks. You just changed my whole Instagram idea. The next thing is when people pay me $150 just to post them on my Ask a Millionaire account for 3 hours. The next is I do weekly promotions and I get paid $1,500. And I show you these so that you can understand the value of my time. This is what my time is worth today. And this is what my clients pay. If you know me, if you're in my mentorship group, you certainly know me. You can do another comment and say his time is worth that. It's really important to understand, that I value my time. But I have a little bonus for people that like to act quick. I like to throw something in for somebody that wants to act quick. If you're one of the first 10 people to sign up for this, and we'll see it as the orders come in, I'll do a 30-minute phone call with you. I'll not only do the audit of your Instagram account, but I will help you with your strategy. Now, a lot of it's going to have to do with the stuff we're talking about today, but I'm telling you right now, if there's anybody watching this right now that has ever had a one-on-one phone call with me or a one-on-one conversation, every time I have a one-on-one conversation with somebody, I will come up with one idea for you in your life or your business that will change your life. I've done so many of these types of calls, and every single time somebody gets off the phone, they say, I left with so many ideas, it was worth it, but always a minimum of one thing that you can take away that you go, I need to implement that in my life today. All right, I need to implement that in my life today. So go back on that. When I open up the offer, which is going to be in just a couple minutes, when I open up the offer, I'm going to stay in here and answer questions, okay, for 30 minutes if I need to, all right? I'll stay in here and I'll answer questions, but drop out. Go to the sales page, be one of the first 10, and get this 30 minutes. Don't wait till tomorrow because this 10 is going to go quick. Get the 30-minute phone call because I'm telling you, the 30-minute phone call will be worth the entire masterclass. I'm just telling you right now, if you've ever had a call with me, you know what I'm saying. So what would this be worth? All right, I'm going to give you at least a new Instagram technique. What if you could get new clients every single month? And I'm going to give you my entire Instagram system. But wait, I got one more bonus for you. I know you're ready to sign up and I want to take your money, all right? But let me give you one more thing. And let me tell you why this is important. Last year, I did a business conference here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I brought one of the highest ranking accountants, CPAs in the firm, one of the largest firms in Tennessee. And we did on stage an interview where we talked about the value of understanding your financials in your business, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, your cash flow, how to develop business credit, how to develop a relationship with a local or regional bank, and why it's so vital when you first start your company to actually use a smaller bank as opposed to the big international banks. So vital. And I'm going to give you that video that we recorded. It is absolutely amazing. All right. So there's another value of $499. So here's everything you get: 4 hours of masterclass, the Instagram bonus template, the $1 billion interview with Tom, and the interview with Tim on the Business Finance 101. Here's what the cost of the masterclass is. I'm going to open it up right now. So the first 10, you better jump in really quick. Should be to the right of your screen right now. $297. You could break it up into 3 different payments of $110 or pay the $297 one-time fee and save 10%. First 10 people get the 30-minute phone call with me. Feel free to drop over there, get that done, come back. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do as long of Q&A that you guys want to pick my brain. I'll sit here for an hour or two and answer questions, okay? Get over there, sign up, and come back. For those of you that are still in here kind of just on the fence, let me tell you this. You've got 2 choices, and these are 2 logical choices, and I respect both choices. One is you can just do this yourself. You can take all the information that I gave you in the webinar today, and you can just do it yourself. I did it. I hired coaches. I ordered programs. I hired different freelancers. I hired graphic designers. I hired people on Upwork to do ClickFunnels and all this type of stuff. And I wasted so much money because I just didn't even know what I was doing. How can you go hire someone to help you when you don't even know what you want? And I'm going to teach you exactly what it is you want. So when you go use the freelancers or do it yourself, you're going to save so much time and so much money that the $297, you're going to come back to me and say, hey, Shawn, can I still get that class? And I'm going to go, no, you can hire me for $10,000 a year and I'll help you. Or you can pay for an hour call for $1,000 and I'll help you. But this master class will be a massive return on investment for you. So I want to be Charles Steinmetz to you. 2 weeks from now, everybody that has gone through this class, what do you think their future is going to look like? You know it's going to be great because they're going to have a strategy. They're going to know what they're lacking and what they need to do to change so that they can start utilizing Instagram as a revenue generation tool instead of just consuming content and following people. And they're not going to understand. They're going to understand, why aren't my followers, I've got all these followers, but they're not doing business with me. Why? And you're going to understand that the techniques and strategies that a lot of these growth hack companies teach doesn't have anything to do with putting money in your checking account. It's just about numbers. And that's not how I'm going to teach you to look at Instagram. I'm going to teach you that you want the right people following you, the right people that are going to get value from you, and the right people that are going to do business with you. That alone, if you don't think that's worth $297, you've never had a coach before, you've never had a mentor before, and you certainly don't value your own time, because you will spend more time learning this on your own than working with me. And you'll end up spending more money going through people because you won't know how to help them with how to tell them to help you with the strategy. Now, one more bonus. A week after the masterclass ends, I'm going to have everybody who participated send me their style guide. And I'm going to pick the top 3 most well-prepared style guides and creative, and I'm going to give 3 people $300. So even if you're just a creative genius and you're like, I know that I can just crush that, my friend's a graphic designer, can put together a style guide, then get in this, get the masterclass for free, and get the $300. I will give away 3 $300 checks to 3 different people who submit their style guides. So there's another bonus for those of you that want to get in. So let's recap. 4 hours of master class instruction with Q&A, your template, the interview with Tom, the interview with Tim on Business Finance 101, and the chance to win $300. All for $297. The doors are open. First 10 get the free Instagram audit and the $300. And in just a few minutes, I will look over all of the chat and award somebody $100 and get you to send me a direct message with a PayPal. All right. So listen, guys and girls, it's just as simple. The key is money versus time. You can spend a little bit of money to gain a massive amount of time in your life. What do workers do? We buy clothes, we buy cars, we buy movie tickets, and we live paycheck to paycheck. What owners do and people that invest in themselves and their business, they just trade their money for time that they can get today. And because they know that money always replenishes and time doesn't. You ask any successful people and you ask me, here's my question. Somebody asked me, would you rather have everything you have today or Bill Gates' wealth, or would you rather have another 20 years on your life? I would take the 20 years so fast it's not even funny, because it's something that we just can't get back. And I always know that I can find success again in those 20 years. So value your time. That's what owners do. And this is exactly what you should expect. At the end, you're going to have the exact system that I've used to achieve the results. I don't hold anything back when I teach. You're going to know the tips, the strategies, and the scripts that I use to generate the revenue that I do. You're going to get the 4 hours of step-by-step teaching. And my goal is that you, by the end of the class, the first 2 weeks, I really want you, if you already are prepared and you're already doing a little bit of business, I want you to use the strategies to make your first sale. So there's the recap. of what you get, and you just have to decide which one are you. Building a business on Instagram isn't for everybody. Some people are just Instagram looking to grow followers. But if you're someone, who's afraid to take action, or are you someone that, takes action? And of course, as you can probably already tell, I want to work with somebody that takes action, because you are going to get strategy and execution from me to move forward. All right, so let's go ahead and answer questions now. While everybody is getting their order in, I'm going to go back to the chat. I'm going to look over the chat. I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going to send out the $100. I'm going to figure out a system of how I can get, because everybody's going to be like, well, Shawn, you gave out the DM with the code word, so I got to figure out the best way to send the $100. So let's go back here to some questions here. Let's see. All right, let's see if there's any. Ari says, so we shouldn't start growing an account until we have lead pages, etc. set up. Ari, you can start growing your Instagram account if you know your strategy and what type of people that you're going after. You can always begin growing your account. I'm just going to teach you the strategy to make sure that you're growing the right type of followers. And you can ask Lisa in the tribe, because she had a rude awakening this week when we were in the beta class of my big Instagram course and program, that it's not about follower. You start to really understand, wow, follower type is more important than follower number. All right. A has a question. How do you ensure completely separate autonomy from your IG account? i.e., I left a lot of people off Facebook because I don't want anything to do with them professionally. Even went so far to set up a new phone, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure. I mean, listen, I think that most people like transparency. If you're going to do business on social media and on online, I just think it's almost impossible to hide who you are if you're really going to try to build a big business. People like transparency. I talked about this a little while ago. But just remember this, not every business needs Instagram. Not every business needs social media to grow into a multi-million-dollar company. So I wouldn't be so concerned about that. If you're concerned about privacy, my best friend, who I'm convincing to be a mentor in my mentorship group, he doesn't do anything on social media with himself. He's one of the most private people you'll ever meet in your life. And he has a multi-million-dollar advertising company. And he doesn't do anything on Instagram or social media for that matter. What's up, Ashley Moore? Good to see you. Ronza says, yes, I need a mentor and an investor so bad. Here's the thing, Ronza, by getting a mentor to help you structure your life and your business life, by structuring and getting everything prepared the way that it needs to be prepared, you can then utilize those strategies to attract investors. But until you really get to a point where you and your business is fully to a stage that's investable, no investor is going to look at it unless they're your friend or family, which is why they call it a friends and family round. All right, Lisa says, if you have all the systems in place and they're good, is it enough, or do you still need to pay more towards advertising than your competitors, especially if you're in a smaller, newer business? I'll tell you this right now. Like I said earlier, let's say, for instance, you're a blue jean company. Who do you think is going to drive revenue faster? The blue jean company that puts an ad on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, or the one that is relying on people and word of mouth to tell people about their jeans? Who do you think is going to grow faster? Advertising is key for certain businesses. It's either advertising or it's a sales force. Some companies can do it without advertising and just hire a sales force to be calling and doing presentations and closing deals, while others can rely on e-commerce type business and doing advertising and driving traffic to their website. Some companies, it's a mixture of both. So you really have to look at your business and determine what is your return on investment for your advertising spend. When I do advertising, I want to know from my company that I'm hiring, what are my analytics? What are my customer acquisition costs? Because I want to know I'm okay spending $1 to make $3. I'm okay spending $1 to make $2. I'm okay spending $1 to make $1.10. As long as it's a return on investment for your business, that's what's important. Now, of course, the higher return on investment, the better. Let's see here. Joshua, thanks for answering my question. I've been flying solo here for almost 9 years. Sales has been my toughest issue. Twitter has my most followers, with Facebook and Instagram in that order. The Twitter account is actually verified, so if this gives you more info. I put content on my website, drive traffic away. I'm looking for new ideas, You know, Joshua, I tell you this, and most of the people in my mentorship group can attest to this. I am always astonished when I talk to any business owner and they tell me that they've never had any professional sales training. If you're a business owner, in my opinion, and you've never gone through professional sales training, you're losing money every single day, because business is about sales, business is about relationships, and business is about communication. And if you've never had professional training, then by getting professional training, all you're going to do is make yourself more money, become a better communicator, which will make you a better negotiator and a better influencer. So I would recommend looking to get into some sort of professional sales training program as soon as possible. Jonathan, what's up? That's why I've been following you since you first started Instagram. Now I'm ready to take it to the next level with practice that I'm working close with. Awesome. Lisa, going through the Authority Expert class does work. Oh man, I'm telling you, that class is amazing, and you guys are killing it, Lisa. Joshua, yes, join the Most One I Will group. Thanks, Carrie. How do you get verified on Instagram? Actually, Instagram has a new tool where you can actually request to be verified, but it's mostly for celebrities and brands, and it's really difficult. My person that helped me get verified on Instagram, she represents celebrities, athletes, and artists, musical artists. They get verified almost immediately. A normal business brand person like myself, it took me about 2 months last time. She said it's taking over 6 months, and she has the relationships. It is getting tougher and tougher to get that verification. Awesome, Aniza, just hit me up when you're ready. Shawn, do I have to have an Instagram account already to do this? Antonio, no, you don't have to have an Instagram account already to do this class. As long as you know that you do want to use Instagram strategies, I can help you with that process in the audit. Hopefully you're one of the first 10, and I can help you pick out a name and all that type of stuff. Ari, I just appreciate our first call when you told me my ass needed to be working more. Absolutely. Ashley, I hope you were one of the first 10s. Ari, the accounting guru, is a guy by the name of Tim here in Nashville. Thanks, Nicole. What do you feel would need a face-to-face meeting, and how would I get to pitch a business idea with you? I'll tell you this, to be perfectly frank, I'm not actually looking at any new investment ideas right now. I absolutely tell people, don't join my mentorship group, don't hire me, don't do anything if your sole intention is to try to get me to invest in your company. I'll be looking to invest in companies again next year. But what I tell you is this: if you are going to approach, here's another piece of advice, and you can tell anytime you do a call with me, anytime you're in any of my classes, you're always going to get some golden nuggets. It's that simple. So here's another golden nugget that has nothing to do with Instagram. People think that they can just find an investor, pitch them, and they're going to get an investment. What they don't realize is that angel investors, individual investors like myself, I would never invest in anybody. I don't care how great the idea is, how much I think it's going to make billions of dollars. I would never invest in anybody within knowing them 6 to 12 months. Never. Because when I put my money into something, especially in the angel investment community, you're really taking a bet on the horse, which is the entrepreneur. And until I get to know you, I'm not going to give you my money. Because once I give you my money, it's gone. You can leave with it, steal it, spend it, whatever, it is gone. So until I build up enough of a trust and relationship with you, you're not going to get my money. So if getting an investor is something that's on your radar in the future, and you think I might be, you're going to need to build a relationship with me. And the best way to build a relationship with me is to get in my mentorship group. Start letting me get to know you. Start asking questions. Show me that you're a person that learns. Let me get to know your business. My investor in my last company, I had a relationship with him for 3 years, calling him for advice before I ever got an investment from him. So that's just the way it works. Gina, many thanks, Shawn. Do you have money now or ready with my bank? Talk to you later. Shawn, do you have money now or ready with my bank? Talk to you later. I'm not sure what that means, Gina. I'm not sure what that means. Time is money. Damn it, Nisa. Awesome. Done. If you haven't signed up, you're going to miss out. Awesome. Thanks, Dylan. Antonio, do I have to have already answered that one? Thor, is it true that Instagram shows that you shared post to 10% of the current followers of a profile? Thor, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but what I'll tell you is Instagram just came out with a new thing today. And this is one of the benefits of doing business with someone that has a larger account like mine. Instagram just came out with a new feature today, and they put it on my personal account. They haven't done it on my Ask a Millionaire account, but on my personal account, if you don't follow my personal account and you go tap the top 3 dots, like where you're going to turn on notifications, there's something that says see more about this account, and you click on it and it will tell you if that account ever had any name changes, how long it's been around, and like accounts, and also where they live, which is really important. I love this feature because there's all of these little kids from different countries around the world creating all of these different millionaire accounts and luxury brand accounts. And they're like 16 years old and have no idea anything about luxury. But they bought some course about how you create this, and you can fool people into making money, and just basically they're just scammers. And so I think it's going to be great that we can now see where people are actually from. Mohammed, so do you think this strategy can be implemented on several accounts? For example, I own a digital marketing company where we handle more than 50 accounts. They are doing great, and my team is doing a great job, but I always look forward to adding new techniques. Mohammed, absolutely. If you do this for a living, you're going to be able to take this strategy and you can resell it to clients if you want to. You will make a fortune. You'll increase your revenue dramatically. Thor, how often a profile should use the paid advertising strategy to build a strong social media image on Instagram? Hey, I think that if you have the budget to advertise, you should advertise every day, every single day. You should have some sort of ongoing advertising and marketing strategy on Instagram or social media as long as your budget allows. I just signed a contract to start doing Facebook ads with the company, and I'm excited as excited can be to do it. The registration page is frozen. Please don't tell me the registration page is frozen. That wouldn't make sense. Give me a second. Let me message Peter. Is anybody else having a problem with the page to go be one of the first 10? Did anybody have problems? It looks like a couple people got in, so that's fine. How do I reach to more of my already followers if IG doesn't let all of my followers see my post? Sully, good question. And that is actually part of my direct message strategy. One of the things you're going to learn in my Instagram masterclass is how to implement a direct message strategy the right way. And it's just like any issues, it is time consuming. Sometimes, and almost all times, once you start making sales with Instagram, you're going to want to hire a full-time salesperson to start managing this process for you. Seriously. And that's when you can really start making some serious bank. What's up, Robin? Good to see you. Lisa, thanks, Shawn. I always learn something new with you. If you aren't in the tribe, get in. Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. You will see more value. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa, for that vote of confidence. Shawn, do I have to have an existing account? I already answered that one. What advice would you give to build organic followers, Jonathan? You know, Jonathan, let me tell you this, man. When somebody says, hey, I just want to grow organically, you know what that tells me? They don't have any money. And if you don't have money to advertise your business, I'm telling you right now, man, you're in for a very long, lonely road. All right. You might want to rethink your business strategy. But let me give you some strategies. They're already out there, and I showed it to you in the slide in my lead magnet. Okay. Hashtags don't work that great, but if you're in a very small type of niche, hashtag. So like I always recommend that you hashtag your city. So I live in Nashville. I always hashtag Nashville, which gets more followers in Nashville onto my feed. And then I start networking with those people in Nashville once I see that they live in Nashville. The shout groups is when you find, let's say for instance, you have 2,000 followers and you want to grow organically and you don't want to spend money. You go find equal size accounts in complementative industries and markets like yours, so it's not competitive. And you implement that shout strategy like I told you earlier. On Monday, everybody shouts you. On Tuesday, everybody shouts the next person. On Wednesday, everybody shouts the next person. You will gain a significant amount of followers because you're using what's called the influencer strategy with that. Because people that follow you should know you, they should like you, and they should trust you. So if you say, hey, everybody, I want to introduce you to Shawn over at Ask a Millionaire. This guy's the best thing since Nutella. You need to follow this guy because he's just amazing. They all go, oh, well, if Jonathan recommends him, I got to at least go over to the page and check it out. Then if my page is branded properly, I have a great brand style guide, I have a great profile bio, they go, okay, I like this person. I'm going to go ahead and follow. And that's probably one of the best ways to grow organically. All right, let me tell you, I have seen my share of shady people and I want to take a biz public or find investors. Ari, I have definitely met my share of shady people as well. Shawn, how do you feel about putting affiliate partners on your account right away, or would you wait and put on after increasing followers? I think if it's part of your strategy and it brings value to your audience, you can never go wrong bringing great value to your audience, even if that means sharing your affiliate partners with them. I think it's a great idea. And there's a thing in sales called utilizing the third-party reference in order to make yourself look better. So if you have a company and you say, hey, my name is Shawn and I work for Shawn Thomas Consulting, I'd like to pitch you today. Which do you think would work better? Hey, John, I work for Apple and I want to meet with you today. Who do you think is going to get the meeting? The person with Apple or Shawn Thomas Consulting? Of course, name recognition reference is one of the most powerful things you can do. So if you have affiliate partners that have great name recognition, that can also help you as well. All righty. Page is fine. Awesome, Dennis. Thanks, man. I got it. Not frozen. Works good. Great. You are welcome, ND. You are welcome. All good, Ari. I could not, Ashley, I couldn't get my login, so I have to email them. Awesome. Okay. Just registered. Awesome, Mohammed. Awesome, Ashley. Manuela, what's up? Exactly, Nutella. Ashley Moore, Ari, what's your Instagram name? Okay, that's for Ari's question. Look at y'all networking already. Thor, did you ever come across any cyberbullying crime on your Instagram account? I don't know if any crime, but yeah, I'll tell you this, I get bullied almost every single day on Instagram. The people that are close to me, I share with them some of my my DMs that I get on Instagram. You would be astonished at some of the Instagram DMs I get. I get cyberbullied on a daily basis on Instagram. I'm not joking. I'm not even exaggerating. Every single day. Shawn, what if the spots for the 30-minute calls are already taken when I sign up? I would really like to talk to you. Antonio, why don't you send me, or what's your email address? Because I'll see this. What's your email address? And I'll look out for it and I'll shoot you an email, okay? Jonathan, thanks so much for that, man. I'm really looking forward to your course. Awesome, Jonathan. Y'all favorite girl, Ash. Oh, I like that username. That's a great username. All right. It looks like I have answered every single question. There's a lot of people that are watching that are just like, okay, I'm still listening and I'm learning and I'm checking this out, not getting involved. I know those types. I hope that you are getting involved. So I want to do one last poll before we announce the $100 winner. I'm going to do one more poll. I basically take the poll. Did you get value from this webinar? So obviously I want to make sure that you saw value. It wasn't just, that I was here to pitch you. I want to know that you actually got value from this webinar. So answer yes or no. Remember, I can't see who answered, so don't be afraid to say no if the answer is no. Is everybody seeing the poll? I don't see anybody answering. Are you guys over there just chatting with each other or what? I wonder if you guys can't see the poll. Oh, wait, there. I got to publish it first. There we go. Duh. All right, so I'll answer some more questions, and then right after I answer some more questions, I'm going to hand out the $100. All right. Angelina, Shawn, are these the only dates you are doing this? This is the only dates that I will do this masterclass, but remember, you get access to the Facebook group after the masterclass for a month, and I'm going to email out the replays. You know, we get busy in our life. So having the replays, you'll have all the information from the masterclass, access to ask questions in the Facebook group for 30 days. So you'll have plenty of time. So don't worry if you can't actually attend the masterclass days, because you'll get the replays. Because remember also, you're going to get all of those videos, and those alone are worth the price of the masterclass. Let's see here. Joshua, thank you so much for the honest answer about professional sales training. You're welcome, man. Joshua, if you need access to a sales trainer, please email me, Shawn@askamillionaire.com, or send me a DM on don't send me a DM, because sometimes I don't get those. Send me an email and I'll be more than happy to introduce you to Tom Black. And he's got some online training. So if you might not be able to afford him as a personal coach, he's got some online training as well that is less expensive, that you can work your way up until you're making enough money to hire him as a coach. Let's see here. Haris, I hope I'm saying that well. Haris, how do you enhance copywriting in Instagram? Because in my experience, Facebook ads, it is very crucial. Great question. Communication is something I'm trying to find a communication expert. The guy that I use to help me with my scripting and things, I don't think he's the perfect person, but you are so accurate in realizing that copy is so important in Facebook, Instagram, your opt-in pages, your lead magnets, your sales materials, your emails, everything. We are becoming a society where people are using short form messaging on text messaging and things like that, that being able to effectively write is even more important than it ever has been. And the ways that you can enhance your copywriting is take a copywriting class. There's all kinds of them on Thinkific, I think, and Coursera and Udemy and all of those type of coaching program course things. There's a lot out there. I would look into that 100%. Daniel Oliveira, what's up? Thank you so much for the info. I'm having trouble with my card right now. Is it going to be open for buying for a long time? Are you planning to do another masterclass? This is the only masterclass that I'll ever do on this topic. I will have a course, a more expanded course that has to do with Instagram stories, live streaming, equipment, everything that's going to come out next year, and it's going to be $2,000. Daniel, if you're having a problem with your card and we just need to get that fixed, send me an email, Shawn@askamillionaire.com. And I'll work with you, and we'll get you set up. Okay, we'll get you taken care of. Thor, Ari, I really want to join the tribe. All I'm missing is the budget for it. As soon as I solve that problem, I'll be there. Awesome, Thor. Lisa, thank you so much. There's always information from Snow Falls. Awesome, yay. Let's see here. I came in 30 minutes late and got value. Awesome, Dennis. Awesome, brother. Carrie, I know, Carrie, that was my fault. Just voted. Awesome. Let me look at the poll real quick. Cool. Only 3% didn't get value. I will take that every day, but gosh, I was hoping for 100%. If you are one of the 3% that did not get value and you're willing to send me an email with any suggestions on what I could do to make sure I provide value, I'm always open to that type of feedback. Shawn, SHAWN @askamillionaire.com. I would love if you would let me know how I can be better. Shawn, is there a tribe membership with the purchase of the masterclass? No, there isn't. I stopped doing that because the tribe membership is so much more valuable. You're welcome, Carrie. You're welcome. Awesome. Thanks, Angel. I appreciate it. Abiel, thanks, man. Good to see you here. Suleiman, too much engagement gets blocked very easily and over a day to get the ban off. Is there a certain pattern to avoid getting blocked while trying to reach more people? You know what, Suleiman, that's a good problem to have. I know that Instagram does. If you do too much engaging, they will suspend you. Listen, I've had that happen several times, and then I come back in and I've got lots of direct messages waiting for me of people ready to do business with me. That's a good problem. Most people don't do it enough, and that's why they don't even know that you get banned. So that's good that you're putting that much activity. Instagram does not give any of us a guide of exactly how many you can do. You just hit that point. Thanks, A. I appreciate it. Awesome. Rachel, what time is it there now? Right now it is 8:30 p.m. in Nashville, and 8:29 to be exact. Okay, I think I have answered all of the questions. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I will do this. Thor, it was an amazing experience. I stayed up to 4:30 a.m. Awesome. That is way cool. Let me see if I have another slide. Okay, so I'm basically going to keep this thanks for your time up for about a few minutes while people are still getting over to the sales page. And now it's time to divvy out 51 people made it all the way to the end. I love that. I love giving out that number. Okay, so it is time to hand out the $100. Let's see. Now, I don't know who has ordered the class, except for the few of you that said it. Let me go through here, and I'm going to see who is going to get the $100. I've been kind of eyeing two different people. Let's see. This is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I'm looking. You guys keep talking amongst yourselves. See, I go all the way back to the beginning, and P was the first one in here, then Robin. Oh, but P just left. I was about to give it to P, and they just left. Or did it go up? Where's P? I was thinking about giving it to P. Is P still here? Is P still here? Let me hear from you, P. The link for the class is the offer still up? The offer should still be up there for the class. Yeah, the offer is still there. It's to the right where it says offers. Just click on offers and you can get that. So I'm going to keep it up here. I know Tabitha's like, just give everybody $100. Just give everybody $100. Haris, just wondering if you do one connect, both personal. Just wondering if, I'm not sure I understand that question, Haris. Ari. Michael Edmonds, good to see you. Michael Edmonds, I don't know if you are actually still in the tribe. I've removed a lot of lifetime members. P is here. So it was between P and, I got to say, it's between P and Ari. Ari, I hate to give it to Ari because she's in my mentorship group, but Ari has been helpful. She's been helping everybody. She's been asking questions. She's been doing everything. It's like, how could I not? But P was the first person in the room. So let me ask you a question. P and Ari. P was the first person in here, and I always like awarding people that are the first. I always do. And I don't know who P is. So, I gave Anisa $100 because she was the first one that showed up for the business con. So let me ask you this. Oh, P is fish out of water. Okay. So I'm going to have to pick on this because Ari engaged more, but P was the first one in here. It's so hard to choose. Let me ask you this. And I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but what if I gave each of you 50 and you were guaranteed 50, or do you want me to pick and go for the 100? Which would you choose, 50 or do you want the 100? Let's see what the two of them have to say. Look at that, they're deciding. They're like, oh crap. Which one is he going to do? Which one is he going to do? Do you guys want to split the 50? And I'm not saying I'm going to do that because I already know who I'm going to award it to. Do I want to do 50? Or do you guys want to go big or go home and go for the 100? Which do you want? All right. P says 50. What does Ari say? Ari hasn't answered yet. Ari, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You can't take somebody chiming in. You have to decide. Guaranteed 50 or go for the 100. Okay. All right. So she said 50-50 or tribe members better chime in. You can't say that. You got to rely on yourself. You're getting ready to take yourself out of there. Oh, or if P joins the tribe. Okay, she has been drinking a lot. So P has been trying to join the tribe. This could get her first month, or it could pay for 2 months. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, let's split the 50-50. I always say 100% of nothing is still nothing. I'd rather take 50% of something than 100% of nothing. All right, Ari, I've got your information, and Fish Out of Water, I've got your information on Instagram. I'll reach out to both of you, or would both of you send me a message on direct message and get me your PayPal information? You've got to have PayPal, so get me your PayPal information on direct message on Instagram. Do it on my AKA Shawn Thomas account, please, not my Ask a Millionaire account. Do it on my AKA Shawn Thomas account, and I'll send each of you $50. And I will do that tonight. Or I might do it tomorrow morning. I've got another project I've got to work on tonight, but I'll get it to you, I promise, in the next 24 hours. So 50-50. You guys each get $50. Anisa, you already got 100 from me. You're not getting any more. Anisa, I'll give you $100 if you come back down to my house and work on my wine cellar organizing wine. How about that? And I might even give you a bottle of wine since you live pretty close. Anybody else that lives in Nashville, come on over to help with the wine library and you can drink some good wine. Okay, everybody, I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to sign off now. So feel free to talk for a little bit longer. I'm going to just log out. It's going to stay up for about 2 to 5 minutes, and then it's going to log off. If you have not gotten in the masterclass yet, I'm telling you, get in the masterclass. You are not going to be disappointed. All right. Nicole, Ashley, you are more than welcome. Get on over here. I'm actually going to work on the wine thing right now. Done. Get over here. All right. So I will see you guys soon. I'll see you on Instagram. And those of you in the masterclass, get ready for some serious training starting next Wednesday. All right. Peace out, everybody.